University Challenge. Asking the questions, Amol Rajan.
Hello and welcome to University Challenge. Tonight, the first round of the competition continues with a match between one of the ancient universities of Scotland and one of England's so-called red bricks. The winners will go straight through to round two, while the losers will face a long wait to see if their score will be enough for a repechage spot. Founded in 1495, the University of Aberdeen is the third oldest in Scotland and the fifth oldest in the UK. In a poem in 1905, Thomas Hardy described it as having the imposing beauty of a queen, though it had just awarded him an honorary degree. It has a long history of excellence in medicine, with alumni including Joseph Lister, Patrick Manson and Nora Watty. And today, its Forester Hill Health Campus is the largest of its kind in Europe. Its 14,000 students are represented tonight by a team with an average age of just over 21. Let's meet them.
Hi, my name is Archie Broomfield. I study politics and international relations, and I'm from Edinburgh.
I'm Zachary Eisler. I'm from South Queensbury, just outside Edinburgh, and I study history.
And the captain?
My name's Emily Osborne. I'm from Bristol, and I'm studying economics.
And I'm Callum Clements, originally from County Fermanagh, Northern Ireland. I'm studying medicine.
The University of Birmingham was the first independent civic university in England to receive a royal charter, largely thanks to the efforts of Joseph Chamberlain, who's been commemorated on its main campus ever since in a 100-metre tall clock tower known affectionately as Old Joe. Edward Elgar, Anthony Burgess and the sociologist Stuart Hall have all taught there, and alumni include the playwright Sarah Kane and the politician Valerie Amos. This year's team is playing on behalf of around 35,000 students and has an average age of just under 21. Let's hear them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Archie Bennett. I'm from Staffordshire and I'm studying biochemistry.
I'm Faiz Ahmed. I'm from Bangalore, India, and I'm studying medicine.
And their captain?
Hi, my name's Will Rogers. I live near Stratford in Warwickshire and I'm studying for a master's degree in the history of warfare.
And I'm Sam Hastings. I'm from Chelmsford in Essex and I'm studying physics.
Well, a lot has changed in this series, but the rules are still the same. Starter questions are open to all contestants, but must be answered individually on the buzzer. A correct starter wins your team 10 points and a set of 3 bonus questions on which you can confer. Interrupting a starter question incorrectly incurs a 5-point penalty. Fingers or buzzers, here's your first starter for 10. Born in Texas in the 1860s, which composer and pianist studied music at the George R. Smith College for Negroes and later published an instruction booklet outlining his complex bass patterns, syncopation style and harmonic ideas, known as the King of Ragtime?
Aberdeen Broomfield.
Scott Joplin.
It was Scott Joplin. Your first bonus questions then, Aberdeen, are 3 questions on the human body. How many thoracic vertebrae are there within the human vertebral column? There are the same number of rib pairs.
12.
12.
It is 12. What adjective is applied to the 5 vertebrae below the thoracic vertebrae, the lowest of which articulates with the sacrum?
The lumbar.
The lumbar.
It is the lumbar. What informal alternative name for a lumbar puncture appears in the title of a cult film of 1984 directed by Rob Reiner?
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap is right.
Spinal Tap.
It is from This Is Spinal Tap. Another starter question. As a teenager, who contributed Greek and Latin verses to a volume marking the birth of a daughter of Charles I and, 13 years later, recounted Charles's death at the scaffold in a Horatian ode? In a longer poem of 1658, he mourned His Highness the Lord Protector, and his lyric works include The Garden and To His Coy Mistress.
Birmingham Rogers.
Andrew Marvell.
It was Andrew Marvell. Bonus questions for you, Birmingham. 3 questions on Japanese theatre. Originating in the 14th century, which Japanese theatre tradition uses music, dance and drama and is considered one of the oldest major theatre forms that is still regularly performed today? Masks worn by the performers denote their character.
Kabuki.
No, it's no theatre. Founded in Osaka at the beginning of the 17th century as a popular form of entertainment for commoners, which form of theatre is characterised by almost life-size puppets and narrative chanting called joruri?
We know anything?
Just pass. Oh, God, I do know it. It's in there somewhere. No, pass, sorry.
It's bunraku. Developed from no theatre, which tradition involves eye-catching makeup and exaggerated actions that are used to convey meaning to the audience. Its stage features a hanamichi, a footbridge that leads through the audience.
Kabuki.
That is kabuki. Got there in the end. have another starter question then. Used as an introduction in computer science to transmission control protocols, which thought experiment describes the unsolvable problem of trying to communicate or coordinate through an unreliable...
Aberdeen Broomfield.
The Byzantine generals problem.
No, and I'm afraid you lose 5 points. By using the example of armies requiring confirmation from each other so that they can simultaneously attack a fortified position.
Birmingham Bennett.
The two generals problem.
It is the two generals problem. The Byzantine generals problem is related, but the two generals problem is the name of this specific thought experiment. Your bonuses, Birmingham, are on chemical elements found in common red and green pigments. Name each element from the description. First, a group 12 metal. Its sulfide is widely used as a bright, stable yellow pigment. Adding a proportion of selenium yields a vivid reddish orange. The name of the element is usually included in the trade names of both colours.
Cadmium? I'm thinking cadmium. Cadmium yellow is... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Cadmium.
It is cadmium. Secondly, a group 6 metal used in the manufacture of stainless steel and notable for its high lustre when polished. Its hydrated oxide is used as a blue-green pigment known as viridian.
It's cobalt. Cobalt blue is...
Oh, I don't think so.
Group 12.
Group 6.
Group 6.
Cobalt's not group 6. It's vanadium. I think it's
Go.
vanadium.
Come on.
Vanadium.
No, it's chromium. Finally, another group 12 metal. Its principal ore is the mineral cinnabar, which has historically been ground to make the red pigment vermilion. True vermilion, thus obtained, is highly toxic and now rarely used.
Mercury.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mercury.
It is mercury, well done. To a picture round now, and for your picture starter, you will see an extract from the contents page of a well-known 19th century work in the original language. For 10 points, simply name the author or authors.
Aberdeen Isler.
The Brothers Grimm.
It is the Brothers Grimm. Well, for your picture bonuses, Aberdeen, you just saw the titles of several of Grimm's fairy tales. Your picture bonuses are extracts from individual tales, also in the original German. I want you to give the title of each tale in either English or German. Any helpful names have been redacted. First, for 5 points, the title figure of this tale.
Oh, I think this is going to be Sleeping Beauty, maybe?
Sleeping Beauty.
No, that's Rapunzel. Oh, sorry. Second, the name of this story.
Oh, this is going to be Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel.
That is Hansel and Gretel. And finally, this title figure.
Oh, it's going to be Snow White.
Snow White.
It is Snow White. Let's go to another starter round. I need the name of an artist here. An artwork called New York City 1, described as a lively, dynamic rhythm of coloured red, blue and yellow stripes, was in 2022 discovered to have been displayed upside down for 7...
Aberdeen Isler.
Jackson Pollock.
No, and I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Discovered to have been displayed upside down for 75 years and is the work of which Dutch pioneer?
Birmingham Bennett.
Mondrian.
It is Mondrian. 3 questions, Birmingham, on indigenous peoples. Numbering around 25,000 in Hokkaido at the beginning of the 21st century, what indigenous people has also inhabited Sakhalin and the Kuril Islands?
Yeah.
Okay, nominate Bennett.
Ainu.
It is Ainu. Former Bolivian President Evo Morales and musician Elysia Crampton belong to what indigenous people? About 2.3 million currently reside primarily in Bolivia and Peru.
Is it Quechua or Guarani?
I don't know between those two.
I think the Quechua.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Quechua.
No, that's the Aymara. Finally, recognised as an indigenous people of Norway, what ethnic group also has significant populations in Sweden and Finland inhabiting the region formerly known as Lapland?
Yes.
Sami.
It is Sami. Another starter question then. Described by the journalist Ben McIntyre as the fascist, the communist, the Hitler lover, the novelist, the Duchess and the unobtrusive poultry connoisseur, what collective name is commonly given to Diana, Jessica, Unity, Nancy, Deborah and Pamela?
Aberdeen Isler.
The Mitford Sisters.
Was, of course, the Mitford sisters. Well done. Your bonus questions, Aberdeen, are on words that contain the 3-letter word bit. In each case, give the word from the definition. A term originating in chess, meaning a remark intended to initiate or change the direction of a discussion, or more generally, a plan, a stratagem or ploy that is calculated to gain an advantage.
That would be a gambit.
Gambit is right. An extensive family of plants with a vine-like habit of growth. Many bear edible fruits such as the watermelon, cucumber and squashes.
Cucurbit, I think. I have no idea. It's something like that. Something like cucurbit.
Nominate Isla.
Cucurbits.
It is cucurbits. Used to make asphalt, a dense, highly viscous petroleum-based hydrocarbon that is found in natural deposits or obtained as a residue of the distillation of crude oil.
It's bitumen.
Nominate Isla.
Bitumen.
That is bitumen. Puts you in the lead, just 5 points in it. I'll start a question here. Listen carefully. I need 2 answers here. From an alphabetical list of United Nations member states, which 2 neighbouring countries on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea are these? One is the last country on the list, whose name and capital city begin with the same letter. The other is the first country on the list, whose name and capital city begin with the same letter.
Birmingham Rogers.
Algeria and Tunisia.
It is Algeria and Tunisia. The bonuses, Birmingham, are on Formula One racing, specifically victories where a home driver won a home Grand Prix for a home constructor. In each case, I want you to name both the driver and the constructor. As of 2022, who was the last German to win the German Grand Prix for a German constructor? Remember, I want both the driver's name and the constructor's name.
Could be Rosberg and Mercedes. Nico Rosberg and Mercedes.
It is Nico Rosberg and Mercedes in 2014. As of 2022, who was the last Frenchman to win the French Grand Prix for a French constructor?
Is Renault French? No, Peugeot.
I'm really not sure.
Pass.
No, pass.
That was a great Alain Prost and Renault in 1983. As of 2022, who is the last Briton to win the British Grand Prix for a British constructor?
It's either Hamilton or Button and McLaren. I go Hamilton and Button.
But Hamilton wasn't a British constructor.
McLaren, really was it?
Okay, yeah.
Hamilton and McLaren.
It was Lewis Hamilton and McLaren in 2008. Another starter question then. First observed by the physicist Heikki Kammerling Onnes in extremely cold mercury, a material in which electrical resistance is 0 and into which weak magnetic fields cannot penetrate.
Birmingham Hastings.
Superconductivity.
I'll accept superconductor. Yeah, so superconductor I was after, and I'll accept that. The 3 bonus questions, Birmingham, are on the author Toni Morrison. Which 1977 novel by Morrison was among works cited when she was awarded the 1993 Nobel Prize in Literature? It shares its title with that of a book in the King James Bible.
Is there a book of Beloved in the Bible? Don't think so. Give me a book in the Bible.
Book of Numbers.
Numbers.
No, it's a Song of Solomon. Published in 1970 and set in the 1940s, what was the name of Morrison's first novel? In defiance of mainstream American ideology, its themes include racism, incest, child molestation, whiteness, and beauty standards.
Do you have anything better than Beloved?
No.
Beloved.
No, that's The Bluest Eye. Which novel by Morrison won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1988? It's based on real events of the life of Margaret Garner, detailed in the 1856 newspaper article, A Visit to the Slave Mother Who Killed Her Child.
I'll try again. Beloved.
You got there in the end. Let's have another starter question. Used since the 18th century to refer generally to the depiction of or borrowing from Asian cultures in art. What word has the more specific meaning in critical theory of stereotypical...
Aberdeen Isla.
Orientalism.
It is Orientalism. Your bonuses then, Aberdeen, are on the polymerase chain reaction, or PCR, a technique used to amplify DNA. Naturally occurring in bacterial cells, what 7-letter term describes a small circular molecule of DNA often used as a template in PCR reactions?
Capulid. Go for it.
Okay. Nominate McClements.
Copulid.
No, it's plasmid. What name is used to describe the short single-stranded molecules of DNA that bind either side of the region of DNA that is to be amplified?
Is it? Do they give a number of letters?
I don't know, I'm not the medic.
Right, you go for chromosome.
Chromosome.
No, it's primer. The polymerase enzyme that synthesizes the new DNA strand starting from the primer is often obtained from bacteria that live in high-temperature environments and so are highly stable. What term is used to describe such organisms that preferentially exist at high temperatures?
Something philia, maybe.
Come on.
Thermophilia.
Thermophilia.
I'll accept that. It's thermophilic. I'll accept that, yeah. Music starter then. For your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of popular music for 10 points. Just give me the name of the artist.
And people like me.
Aberdeen Osborne.
Taylor Swift.
I can see you're a fan. Yep. That was 1989. That was, of course, Taylor Swift, whose albums Red and 1989 both make the top 20 of Rolling Stone magazine's list of 100 best albums of the 2010s. For your music bonuses, You'll hear songs from 3 more albums on that list, and in each case, simply name the artist. First.
Poolside convo about your summer last night. About your summer last night. Don't give you no place. Could I make it shy last night? Could I make it shy on the last night? Could we make it
Is it XXX Tentacion?
Yeah. XXX Tentacion?
No, that was Frank Ocean, and that was from the album Blonde. Secondly.
Oh, that's Black Star, David Bowie.
Nominate Broomfield.
That's Black Star by David Bowie.
It is. And finally.
Lord.
That was Lord from the album Melodrama. Another starter question. What short surname links all of these? The US portraitist whose image of George Washington appears on the $1 bill, the author of the Booker Prize-winning novel Shuggie Bain, the victor of the 1745 Battle of Preston Pans.
Aberdeen Isler.
Stuart.
It is Stuart. And your bonus questions then, Aberdeen, are 3 questions on the actor Angela Lansbury, who died in October 2022. Angela Lansbury won 5 Tony Awards, the most recent in 2009 for the role of Madame Arcati, in which Noel Coward play?
The Lady in the Van. I have no idea.
Nominate Isler.
The Lady in the Van.
No, it's Blithe Spirit. Lansbury appeared with Frank Sinatra in which 1962 Cold War thriller, adapted from a novel by Richard Condon. Its title references a historical region of Northeast Asia.
It's the Manchurian Candidate.
The Manchurian Candidate.
It is the Manchurian Candidate. In Lansbury's memory, NASA tweeted a cosmic rose image accompanied by the opening lyrics from which theme song performed by Lansbury in a 1991 animated film?
Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, it could be.
The Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast is correct. Now start a question. In Norse mythology, the Bifrost Bridge that links Asgard to Midgard is guarded by which deity? In the Marvel...
Birmingham Ahmed.
Heimdall?
It is Heimdall. Your bonus questions, Birmingham, and 3 questions on HMS Bounty. In 1789, HMS Bounty, under the command of William Bligh, journeyed to which Pacific island to collect breadfruit plants? It's now the largest island of French Polynesia.
French Polynesia.
Tahiti.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. Tahiti.
It is Tahiti. Following the mutiny, Bligh and his supporters were set adrift in a smaller boat and sailed more than 3,000 miles west to Kupang, a port on which island, now divided between Indonesia and another country?
Sumatra. Is it Sumatra?
Indonesia. Is it Timor? No, I don't know if that's divided.
I think it's Sumatra.
Could it be the one
Borneo. It's Borneo, right?
Yeah, that's
Borneo?
That's 3.
Borneo is the 3 countries.
New Guinea? Yeah. New Guinea, that's
Okay, New Guinea.
No, it was Timor.
Oh.
From Kupang, Bligh and his men continued to Batavia on the island of Java, where they found a ship home. By what name is Batavia known today?
Jakarta.
That is Jakarta. Then another starter question. Taken from the Malay language, what 4-letter name is commonly given to the jelly-like product obtained from red algae, used widely as a culture medium in micro...
Birmingham Bennett.
Agar.
It is agar. Your bonus questions, Birmingham. 3 questions on the tomb of a literary figure. Designed by Jacob Epstein and unveiled in 1914, 14 years after the subject's death, the tomb of which literary figure is located in the Père Lachaise cemetery in Paris, where he died in exile?
It's 1900 he died. I think.
exile.
To 1940s. Not French then. Like Hugo. Oh.
He died in exile.
I really don't know. Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
Oscar Wilde.
It was Oscar Wilde. The tomb features a winged figure, which has been likened to both a sphinx or what ancient Mesopotamian protective sculpture? They have wings, a human head, and the body of a bull or lion.
Chimera. Yeah, Chimera. Happy. Yeah.
Okay.
Chimera.
No, it's Lamassu. The tomb's epitaph ends with the words, "For his mourners will be outcast men, and outcasts always mourn." In which of Wilde's poems do these words appear?
Do you know any Oscar Wilde poems? No, pass, sir.
It's the Ballad of Reading Gaol. Let's have another starter question then. What 2 colours link all of these football clubs? FC St Gallen in Switzerland, the New Saints in the Cymru Premier League, St Etienne in France, and the club...
Aberdeen McClements.
Green and white.
It is green and white. It is green and white. Your 3 bonuses then are on mathematics, Aberdeen. From the Russian mathematician who developed them, what name is given to the class of mathematical processes or chain where the probability of the process occupying a future state depends only on the state it occupies at the present moment?
Quantum mechanics.
That's
It's the name of a Russian mathematician.
Go with
I was going to say Mendeleev, but he's a chemist.
No, it's a chemist. Let's go
No.
Ivanov.
Ivanov.
No, it's the Markov chain or Markov process. In the sampling technique known as MCMC, Markov chains are combined with what other class of algorithms? These use multiple random samples to solve deterministic problems and hence are named after a major casino resort.
It could be
Monte
Monaco.
Carlo. Yeah, Monte Carlo. Carlo.
Monte Carlo.
It is the Monte Carlo methods. One method for sampling MCMC systems is named for which US physicist born in 1839. His work includes defining the free energy that bears his name.
Gibbs.
Gibbs.
There's Gibbs free energy, definitely.
Okay. Gibbs.
It is Gibbs, and that puts you in the lead. Let's have another starter question. This is a picture round now. For your picture starter, you will see a painting. For 10 points, give me the name of the artist.
Birmingham Rogers.
Bosch.
No.
Aberdeen McClements.
Is it Vermeer?
No, it was Peter Bruegel. Let's have another starter question, and then we'll take your picture bonuses when we get one of these right. What decade saw all of these? Galileo's discovery of 4 moons of the planet Jupiter. Sir Thomas Roe became the first English ambassador to the court of the Mughal Emperor Jahangir. The capture of Powhatan Princess Pocahontas to ransom her for English prisoners. And the publication of the King James Bible.
Birmingham Rogers.
1660s.
No.
Aberdeen Isler.
1610s.
It was the 1610s. Your picture bonuses, Aberdeen, you saw Bruegel's depiction of the Bay of Naples, featuring Mount Vesuvius in the background. Your bonuses will be 3 further paintings of Vesuvius. Name the artist in each case. First.
It could be, is it maybe Henry Matisse or Matisse?
No, that's Andy Warhol. Secondly.
That could be Turner, maybe, potentially.
Yeah, looks like the
I don't know.
No.
What's the day of Great Wrath? Is it kind of early?
I'm not sure, sorry.
Nominate Isler.
Turner.
It's not Turner, no. That's Joseph Wright of Derby. And finally.
That looks a bit more like Turner, you think?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. Turner.
It is Turner. Let's have another starter question then. Answer as soon as your name is called. The atomic number of what element corresponds to the number assigned to gypsum on the Mohs scale of hardness?
Aberdeen McClements.
Helium.
It is helium. Both are true. Your bonuses, Aberdeen, are on German states, past and present. The territories of the former Grand Duchy of Oldenburg and the Kingdom of Hanover are both largely situated in which present-day German state?
That's Lower Saxony.
Nominate Isler.
Lower Saxony.
It is Lower Saxony. Including Saxe-Weimar-Eisenach, the birthplace of J.S. Bach, the grouping known as the Saxon Duchies lies mainly within which present-day state to the west of Saxony?
That could be Saxon-Anhalt? No, to the west of... no.
If it's to the west, might be Saxon-Anhalt.
Okay.
Yeah. Saxon-Anhalt.
No, that's Thuringia. And the castle of Rosenau near Coburg was the birthplace of Queen Victoria's husband, Albert of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. It is located in which present-day state to the southwest of Thuringia?
That might be Hesse.
Yeah. Hesse.
No, that's Bavaria. Just under 4 minutes to go. Plenty of time, Birmingham. Let's have another starter question. What letter of the alphabet is the only vowel in the English names of all of the following places? A major archaeological site of the Indus Valley civilization in the Punjab.
Birmingham Ahmed.
Oh.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. The driest non-polar desert in the world, the capital city of Jordan, and a country bordering Costa Rica to the southeast.
Aberdeen McClements.
A.
It is A. And the 4 places were Harappa, Atacama, Amman, and Panama. Your bonus questions, Aberdeen. 3 questions on prose in Shakespeare's tragedies. Virtue, a fig 'tis in ourselves that we are thus or thus. Our bodies are our gardens, to the which our wills are gardeners. Addressed to Roderigo, these words begin one of several significant prose speeches by which of Shakespeare's villains?
Midsummer Night Dream kind of sounds.
We need the name of the villain. Yeah, go for that. Iago.
Nominate Broomfield.
Iago?
Where's Iago? In King Lear, which character speaks largely in prose when feigning madness, disguised as the beggar, Poor Tom?
Is that the jester? What's his name? I don't know.
Disguised as the beggar.
I don't know.
Nominate Isler.
I don't know, sorry.
That was Edgar, brother of Edmund. What he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. To which of Shakespeare's title characters do these lines refer following an extended exchange in prose?
Maybe Richard III.
Perhaps.
Could be.
Yeah, Richard III.
No, that's Hamlet. It was Claudius talking about Hamlet. Take another starter question then. From Sanskrit meaning to fry, what short Hindustani word is used across South Asian cuisines to mean both a dry curry of stir-fried vegetables and a fritter...
Birmingham Ahmed.
Buna.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. And a fritter of vegetables in spiced gram flour batter. Have a go, Aberdeen.
Any ideas?
Aberdeen Osborne.
Plantain.
Plantain? That's from a different part of the world. No, it's budgie. In his schema for ranking mathematicians active in the 20th century, G.H. Hardy gave a score of 25 to himself, 80 to the German mathematician David Hilbert, and a score of 100 to which mathematician whom he mentored, born in what is now...
Birmingham Ahmed.
Ramanujan.
It was Ramanujan. My dad's hero. Your bonus questions then, Birmingham, are 3 questions on brutalist architecture in London. Balfron Tower and Trellick Tower are brutalist residential blocks by which architect, born in Budapest and based in the UK from the 1930s until his death?
Pass.
Pass.
It's Goldfinger. One of London's most divisive brutalist buildings. Which theatre, designed by Dennis Lasden, was completed in 1976 near Waterloo Bridge?
No, can't remember. Sorry, pass.
National Theatre. Chamberlain, Powell and Bond designed which mixed-use brutalist complex in central London, home to the Museum of London and the Guildhall School of Music and Drama?
No, pass.
It was the Barbican. Let's have a starter question then. I need a single Greek-derived term here. What stage of human development, a subdivision of the Stone Age, encompasses more than 99% of the archaeological record, from the first recognisable tool more than 2.5 million years ago up to about 10,000 years ago?
Aberdeen Isler.
The Paleolithic.
It is the Paleolithic. Your bonus questions then, Aberdeen, are on types of stone. Which oolitic limestone shares its name with a World Heritage City in southwest England, whose many characteristically honey-coloured Georgian buildings are built from it?
It's Bath.
Yeah. Bath.
It is Bath, as in Bathstone. Born in 1733, which manufacturer developed and gave her name to an artificial stone made from clay, silicates and glass that was used in Brighton's Royal Pavilion and Buckingham Palace? Come on.
Pass.
Pass.
That's Eleanor Code. Yorkshire stone or York stone, typically used for paving slabs, is a variety of which sedimentary rock?
Granite, maybe?
Slate.
Could be.
Or slate maybe. Other
Yeah.
side.
Slate.
No, that's sandstone. Another starter question then. What part of a specific garden... And at the gong, University of Birmingham 125 and the University of Aberdeen of 190. Well, bad luck, Birmingham. It was so tight for so long, wasn't it? Did you enjoy yourselves?
Yeah, it was great. Thank you so much.
Well, we've enjoyed having you here. Aberdeen, you sort of really came into your own at the end there. Well done. I hope you can join us next time for another first-round match, but until then, it's goodbye from the University of Birmingham.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Aberdeen.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.